For a month in 2014, Mariupol was under control of militants of the so-called Donetsk People's Republic. Russian hybrid forces seized control of the city council in April. Through intimidation and terror, the occupants made it clear that the city belonged to them. There were residential houses all over the place. People were really nervous and they were worried by the constant shouting. Our director, who worked with me at Mariupol TV, he lived in one of the houses. He was saying, "Horrible, this is horrible." He called them marginals. He said they were drinking there, doing God knows what, burning fires. There is a feeling that it's not a city, but something else entirely. On May 9th, militants backed by Moscow attacked the Mariupol police department, taking the city under their full control. They proceeded to block the streets of the city with concrete barricades. However, their fortifications did not last long. Exactly here at the intersection of these two streets were the fortifications of the militants. They had a base at the building of the Technical University. Anticipating an assault, their Russian counterparts had already fled, taking almost all the arms with them and leaving their accomplices outnumbered. Meanwhile, soldiers of the Azov battalion had learned about the possibility of regaining control over the city. They headed directly for Mariupol. Together with the military and soldiers of the National Guard of Ukraine, they surrounded the city. The attack was underway. The first goal was to take back control of the bank, which the militants had made a stronghold. The special operation began just down the street at 4 in the morning.
We walked for a long time because we had to secure every house. Then there was a fence, we had to break it. Then the 6 of us shot at the bank's windows.
At this time, another group of Azov battalion soldiers took up positions there. But when both groups reached the bank, it was already empty. The Russian-backed militants had hid themselves in the yards and houses of civilians.
We hid here. A civilian came out and said he had 5 people at home who fled from here. What he meant was, "Help me, I'm afraid, I have a family." We decided to enter, surround the house, and then lead them out under our supervision.
Ukrainian forces managed to detain more than 20 militants in the courtyards and houses of local residents. A few of the occupants were killed, yet neither civilians nor pro-Ukrainian forces suffered losses.
Maybe that's, I don't know, professionalism as they say now? That day we weren't professionals. We operated on our spirit, on patriotism.
Journalists who later arrived at the Mariupol City Council building described the state in which they found it after the militants fled. Everything was trashed, overturned. All the equipment was thrown out, destroyed. The city council had toilets, but I don't know, maybe they weren't enough. But they ate, drank, and their waste. All of this happened in the offices, sometimes even on the tables. If you occupied this, could you at least leave it in some kind of normal state? This was horrible. After liberation, the city quickly revived, and those weeks of occupation are now confined to the pages of history.